India will release its full year as well as fourth quarter GDP data tomorrow. As per Reuters poll, the full year GDP is expected to grow at 8.7% versus a minus 6.6% a year ago. And economists expect GDP growth for Q1 may have slowed down for the third quarter in a row. Let's go across to Sakshi Batra for more details.
The government will release the full year FY22 as well as the fourth quarter GDP reading on May 31st, that's tomorrow. And here's what Business Today poll really indicates on what you can really expect in tomorrow's data. Now, as per the Business Today poll, the full year GDP is expected to grow at 8.7% versus a minus 6.6% that is a year ago. Now, while this may look like a whopping rebound in the economy, this is not the case, as remember that FY21 was really marred by COVID-19 pandemic. So when you really compare this data with the pre-COVID levels, the FY22 reading will just be about 1% or 2% higher in real terms. Now, for Q4, Reuters poll really suggests that the economy is likely to expand at a 4.1% rate. Remember that the fourth quarter was also hit by the Omicron wave that destabilized the services for a whole lot of January and the first half of February as well. This was followed by the Russia-Ukraine war as well that started at the end of February. That in turn led to an inflation spike and the supply chains got disrupted. So what in the overall economy is really doing well and what is not? So a breakup of the segment performance in the FY22 in our poll from the economists who we've spoken to at Business Today indicates that the agriculture and the mining sectors are growing well, while the manufacturing, constructions and say trade and hotels are actually lagging behind. Now, as far as the RBI estimates of GDP are concerned, it has forecast that FY22 GDP will be at 9.5%. For Q2 and Q3, they have revised the GDP forecast upward to 7.9% and 6.8% respectively. For Q4, RBI has retained the forecast at 6.1%. And for Q1 of FY23, that's the current quarter, looking at the domestic growth drivers that are actually gradually improving, the RBI expects the economy to expand at 17.2%.
All right, Sakshi, thanks so much for bringing us a preview of those numbers. Now, there could be some clarity for cryptocurrency investors in India very soon. While there's no sign of the much-awaited legislation on digital currencies, the government is almost ready with its consultation paper on cryptos. One of the big takeaways of this paper is the government's emphasis on the need for a global consensus on crypto.
Cryptocurrency, two aspects. That one, our consultation paper is fairly ready. We have gone through a deep dive into this, consulted not just the domestic stakeholders and the institutional stakeholders, but also organizations like IMF, World Bank, and we have consulted them. So we hope that we will soon be in a position to finalize our consultation paper. And simultaneously, we are also beginning our work for some sort of a global regulations as well, that what role India can play.